Good day, brothers and sisters. Here right now in the St. Jude's Roman Catholic Church in Boca Raton, where I reached safely a couple of days ago as I await my long-term stay visa from the Italian consulate to be able to minister in Sicily very shortly. Back at the end of February, I announced that I had been reassigned to Licata in Sicily to work at the Carmelite shrine there to St. Angelus. St. Angelus, or St. Angelo, is the first Carmelite martyr and saint, and this year we celebrate the 800th anniversary of his death. He's also the patron saint of Sicily. My last day at MIQU, once I had announced that I was leaving, was supposed to be April the 12th, Easter Sunday. But COVID came along, as you know, and our borders were closed in March. And so I remained many months past the original departure date and was quarantined a couple of times and celebrated several months of online masses while our churches were closed. Many of these are still available on the YouTube channel or on the Facebook page of the MIQU parish. With the borders still closed, the only way that I could depart the country and work towards beginning ministry in Italy was to write to the Ministry of National Security. I later got permission to leave once I provided the flight info, but at that point, no affordable flights were there out of the country. I had already been booked for several flights that ended up being cancelled, and so there was never really any way of knowing ahead of time that I would be able to depart. As I had told quite a number of parishioners, the permission and flight would likely be done in such a way that there would be limited time from when I could receive all the permissions and I have to leave within a day. So basically, as we say, today for tomorrow. So this actually happened on Thursday the 6th and Friday the 7th of August for a flight which I had to leave early Saturday morning on the 8th of August going to Miami. I want to thank all those who helped to organize that for me. At this time, having still to organize between the airline, the travel agent, and the bank, there was really only time to say goodbye to my immediate family, my grandmother, my parents, my siblings, and their children, as well as the Carmelites. We have all experienced the traditional farewell to a parish priest, farewell mass, sharing of food, drinks, maybe a bit of testimony, etc. But unfortunately, because of the restrictions with numbers in COVID and with what I just explained, this was unable to take place. So I really want to take this opportunity to say goodbye for now, MIQ and Trinidad and Tobago. Each parish that I've worked in has had a very positive effect upon me. I appreciate learning ministry in Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Blanchisseuse while I was a deacon, and seeing the commitment of the people on the North Coast and their wonderful faith and fraternity. I particularly enjoyed sleeping there and hearing the waves crash upon the shore and see those small communities in such solemn worship. St. John's and St. Augustine, St. John the Baptist, was my first parish as parish priest, and I really want to thank you for your trust in me as a young parish priest and the many ways in which you responded to this young upstart. The reenactment of the Station of the Cross, which began here, was a joy to be part of and see the effects it would have upon the lives of those who came. In many ways, you have shaped the kind of parish priest that I was to become. St. Mary's in Mucurapo was my second parish as parish priest, and the one that I worked in the briefest as parish priest. St. James was already a familiar place, often ending up there after swimming practice at the old Bank of Commerce where my mom had worked. St. Mary's was the most open to my ideas and willingly went along with many of our ideas, such as the blessing of animals, the reenactment of the Hollows, to name a few, as well as ministering with the Mucurapo RC schools and working along with the Tutbagai committee. I fondly remember forming the football team there and telling one young man, Liam, that the team didn't have to be Catholic, that those who weren't didn't have to come to church. But then he told me that some weeks after playing, all of them began coming to church. And I thought that was such a wonderful testimony. Father Gerard was also the fittest when he was at St. Mary's. St. Michael's was my residence for a long time, and the place where I also had worked simultaneously while I was in Blanchisseuse as a deacon. Many of you saw my transition from Brother Gerard to Father Gerard. It remains a place where I served the longest, and I was blessed to be there for the blessings of the new church building at St. Teresa's, the expansion of St. Cecilia's, both of them now having AC, as well as the transition from worshipping at the hall to the restored St. Michael's. St. Michael's has the cleanest air, beautiful views of the mountain range and the valley there. It was here that we continued with the reenactments and helped to shape the harvest and the Parang barbecue into signature events on the Trinidad calendar. I fondly remember the 5Ks, especially the 150th anniversary 5K, where over 400 people took part, from as young as 3 to as old as 85. I remember DJing at our Back in Times party, our football team, our RC school's successes, and the various Christmas dinners and parties, as well as witnessing the growth of Elijah's Bread. It was also here that I finished my MPhil in Cultural Studies. My latest parish was MIQU. I saw a parish here that had so much talent and so many things going for it. These past 27 months have been such a rewarding experience, and I feel truly blessed to have met and worked with some very amazing people, committed Catholics, and enjoyed the energy that came from you, particularly around our liturgies and feasts, the various processions, the reenactment, the harvest, the Christmas dinners and the parties, and your own personal celebrations, whether it be a confirmation, a wedding, first communion, or baptism. You had, I think, one of the best presbyteries that I've ever lived in, and it was the very first time that I ever drove or had a new car to drive in. So I will miss that Blue Ionic very much. I particularly enjoy being able to go into our Boog Maladras RC School and, of course, helping to take care and add to your gardens there, or the shrines to the Sleeping St. Joseph and Our Lady of Mount Carmel. I truly feel blessed to have been there during the church's 60th anniversary celebrations. And though hard at times, the pandemic in many ways brought out a deeper side to our parish life together. I do apologize if in any way I have hurt anyone in the parish or in any of the parishes that I've been in. And I give thanks for all the blessings that have come to us right there at MIQU. Please be assured of my continual prayers for you for the remainder of my years. About a month ago, we appointed a steering committee to lead our parish. They include, in no particular order, Ryan Hutchinson, Aurea Honoré, Mark Edwards, Mimi Chulian, Alana Hossain, Rennie McDavid, Cheryl Ann Linton, Brianna Roberts, Judy Straker, and Kevin Subran. And of course now the suburban vicar himself, Father Steve Ransom, will work together with the steering committee as you await the appointment of your new parish priest. I really pray for all those places where I have worked, and I continue to pray for these 5 parishes and the parishioners every single day when I celebrate Mass. While I have said goodbye to 4 parishes before, this is the first time I have also had to say goodbye to my country, Trinidad and Tobago. My people of Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know if you know how blessed you are with your gifts and your talents which you have received from Almighty God. I pray that you fully realize your potential and be the people and the country God has called you to me. I thank all of you for being part of my life. I thank my family, the Carmelites, and all who've been part of my journey. I pray that God continue to bless you all.